Oftentimes, we are so focused on buying individual names. We always trying to buy Apple, Google, Nvidia, Tesla, all of that, right? But what if we can buy a stock that holds all of these and then tracks all of these and can go up and balance all of these for us? And that is called ETFs, exchange traded funds. And I want to break down the top 4 that I personally did research on and believe that we should all buy for 2026. Now, before I do all of this, all I ask you guys to do is leave me a like, get this video to 2,000 likes, and leave me a comment anything like an emoji, whatever, say what's up. All right, folks, and that's all I ask. Now, without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, first of all, let me explain something real quick. SPY is the godfather of the ETFs. All right, so this is an ETF, SPY, exchange traded fund. The S&P 500, Standard & Poor's 500, that's what it stands for. And this is what tracks the market. So this is basically what I'm going to show you guys. All right, and right now, you know, we're at all-time highs, and I'm going to use this tool, as you guys see me use all the time, the info line. This is the trade war dip. So SPY tracks the overall health of the market, and if you have negative 20%, that is considered a bear market. So this is the last bear market we received, which was April 2025, right? And the last one before that was, this was the inflation dip with Biden, and that went down negative 27%. So a bear market is classified as 20% drop from the most recent high, as you guys can see. So that's why I always track the ETF SPY to see if we are in a bull or bear market. And as you can see, that's what it means. And then a correction is 10% drop. All right. So just to keep, showing you guys the proof, 10%. All right. A correction is a 10%. So it's a decline of more than 10%, right? So SPY is the ETF that we're tracking. And if you go to SPY Holdings Zacks, I've been looking at this for a long time. This is the S&P 500, okay? And it tracks the 500 stocks in the stock market chosen by a committee that meets specific requirements, okay? And you can go in and you can see what they're holding. As you can see, they're holding Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple. So all they are is a stock that buys other stocks, and you can see how many shares they own, and you can go in and see the world's healthiest companies, right? You can see what they own, and now you see, okay, this is a good company. If SPY holds it, then it's more than likely a great company. And then you can also come in here and build your watch list off of this. A lot of times I like to go in here and see what stocks am I not holding. Let me look at the setup. So if you ever looking to expand your watch list, you can always come to SPY and just scroll and see what stocks are not on your particular watch list. All right. So now that we have that, let me go in and show you guys my top 4 ETFs, and we're going to look at their holdings and everything and see why we really like this. Okay. The number 1 ETF that I recommend everybody buys, and in my opinion, is super fail proof, and that is SM8. Now, full disclaimer, I do recommend buying these on a significant dip. I just showed you what a correction and a bear market is, at least 20 to 40% down from highs. Now let's go look at SMH chart. As you can see right here, SMH is up about $359. Okay. Now this is the particular ETF that I recommend buying because it tracks the health of the semiconductor sector. Okay. And we're going to look at right now the holdings in which SMH holds. We go right here, and you can just simply Google SMH holdings list. We have Nvidia, TSM, AVGO, AMD, Micron, Intel. You get what I'm saying? All of these, that's what you want. You want to see what they're holding, okay? And this is why I definitely believe that we should all be in this, because instead of you buying each individual stock, if you hold the ETF, you are getting exposure anyway to the individual stock. All right. And that, my friends, is why I recommend buying SMH. And if you cannot afford this, I'm going to show you one that you can afford. Okay. If you cannot afford SMH, I have good news for you. SOXQ, SOXQ is one that you can buy. And if we do the side-by-side comparison, you guys will see that they are shaped just the same. Why is that? Because they're tracking the same stocks. Okay, as you guys can see how they're shaped the exact same. And if I toggle the mouse over, you notice that it's over. See, when I put the dip over here, it's still over there too, right? And that's what we want to see. So now you have a cheaper alternative, and then you'll see that they hold the exact same stuff. This is what SOXQ Holdings is. All of the same stuff that who? SMH. So we listed off NVIDIA, broadband. See if you see any type of similarities. See that? Same stuff. And that's what we want to see. So SOXQ is also a great alternative. And this is what I recommend for smaller accounts. And even I may buy this. I may buy the leap on SMH so I can get a little bit more, profit. But the shares, I would personally buy these. You get what I'm saying? Same amount, right? The number 2 stock that I want to talk about is XLV. This is the healthcare sector. All right. So we all know that no matter what, we as humans are going to rely on the healthcare sector. And the semiconductor sector is the future. The healthcare sector is super important. And XLV is what holds the future keys to the healthcare sector. All right, so let's look at it real quick. XLV is approximately $145. It's really never too late to invest in healthcare. Healthcare just been on, it's a steady climb up, and it will continue to climb, folks. XLV. Now let's look at their holdings. What do they own? Eli Lilly, Johnson & Johnson, AbbVie, United Health. All right, as you can see, this is what they own. And it's a great way to get exposure instead of buying all of these, because you can either turn your portfolio into an ETF or you can have a portfolio full of ETFs. And honestly, that's where I'm heading to. My next, especially on the next recession, I'm going to have a ETF only portfolio. All right, an ETF only portfolio. Then I want to have a dividend only portfolio as well. So these are some of the things I'm working on as far as my financial goals within the stock market, building a ETF portfolio only, and then, doing that because it's a genius move to really just get exposure into the world's best companies in some of the best sectors. All right. So this is our number 2 stock. And I personally believe it's important. It's the future. And remember, when I'm talking about these, folks, I'm telling you to hold these for 5 to 10 years. This right here is for my people who are patient, who want to wait on dips, and who want to hold and make money for the rest of their life. All right. So let's get to the third one. The third stock that we want to focus on is TQQQ. So this is the smaller version of QQQ, which is the tech ETF, which is like the little brother of SPY. Now, this is what they hold, and this is a great exposure to the world's best companies for a cheaper price. Okay, let's go look at where they are on the chart. As you can see, they're $113, and you know that they are the smaller version of QQQ. So this is TQQQ. Let's bring up QQQ on this side, and let's get these indicators off so that way you guys only see. We can bring up the 200 MA though. But yes, QQQ is at 623. Very unaffordable for you guys. All right, for some of you guys, but you can track TQQQ, get in at a cheaper price. And imagine when the last recession happened in April 2025, you could have gotten about $35 and it tripled from there. Okay. That's what we want to see. And that's why TQQQ is very attractive if you get it on a dip, because it will. One thing about these, they will always come back to highs. Okay. Especially QQQ. And the reason being is because they're making sure they do by diversification into the world's best companies. So TQQQ is another one. And like I said, folks, full disclaimer, I am going to be patient and wait on these to drop from all-time highs. I'm not going to try to buy now. It's not what I'm recommending. I'm recommending for those who are patient to, wait for these to drop 10-20% first. All right. And then you can start averaging in. But I personally recommend 20%. That's when I'm personally going to get into these and recommend to my community. And then we're going to buy Leap shares, all of that. All right, folks. The last ETF, and then I have a bonus ETF. I'm going to look at the holdings of both AIQ. All right. We want to invest in the future of AI, and it is pretty cheap. So we're going to look at that ETF. And then this one is a bonus one, kind of speculative. In my opinion, please wait for a major drop, because I personally believe quantum is kind of a bubble, because none of these companies are very profitable. You can go look at their income statements, and they are not planning to turn a profit in the next 3 years. So you get what I'm saying? They're not going to be profitable in 3 years plus. All right. And I know this based on research, but it is called QTUM. All right, so we're going to look at both. Right here is the AIQ ETF. All right, it is $52. Let's go see what they are on the chart real quick. All right, so it's kind of up. Most things are up right now because the overall market is up. But yes, AIQ. All right, that is an ETF that, I plan on investing in. And then Quantum Holdings. This one has all of the ones that, you're thinking about. And this one is always up too. So this is Quantum Computing ETF. Okay. And that concludes the list, folks. Now, like I told you guys, please wait on the dip before buying all of these. That's my only full disclaimer. But yes, they are all great buys at 20 to 40% drops. Okay. And just hold. And I plan on holding for the next 5 to 10 years. Hope you guys enjoy this. Leave me a comment. And it's your boy Aristotle. Make sure you join the best trading community, and where I also talk to you guys about when I buy these and which ones I'm buying and everything. So if you want to tap into the best trading community, we live trade every single day, then you know what to do. I'll post a link in the description, or I'll pin a link in the comments. God bless you guys, and see you guys next time.